You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of John Puffycoat.
John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree on the grounds of the casa. A group of his patients gathered to watch.
He grabbed my hand and he moved it behind me on his pants. And I was like, why do I have to touch your in order for me to get healed?
And he was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend.
Is Oprah Winfrey's spotless image finally unraveling?
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of John Puffycoat.
Could her ties to some of Hollywood's most controversial figures, including Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, be the very thing that drags her into the center of a media storm? And did Oprah just unknowingly snitch on herself?
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
That's not the only clip raising eyebrows. Could Oprah's past friendships with P-daters like John of God spell disaster for her legacy?
John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree on the grounds of the casa. A group of his patients gathered to watch.
And what about that awkward moment when Seal called her out in front of the world?
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul.
Stick around because today we're unraveling Oprah's deadly mistakes and why Hollywood might finally be turning against its queen. For decades, Harvey Weinstein was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, but behind the scenes, he was committing unspeakable acts of abuse. And guess who was right by his side during his reign? Oprah Winfrey.
The fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking. Thankfully, she got the Screen Actors Guild.
Oprah didn't just know Weinstein, she openly celebrated him. The two were photographed together countless times, and she often sang his praises in public. But the most shocking part, reports suggest Oprah played an active role in introducing young women to Weinstein.
He was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend.
Noble claims that Oprah's association with Weinstein gave him credibility, making her believe he was trustworthy. Meanwhile, critics argue that Oprah, a self-proclaimed advocate for women, turned a blind eye to Weinstein's behavior for the sake of her career.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Even after Weinstein's crimes came to light, Oprah stayed silent, only distancing herself after his conviction. Did she know more than she let on, or was she just another pawn in Hollywood's power games? In 2012, Oprah introduced the world to João Teixeira de Faria, better known as John of God. She visited his healing center in Brazil and called his work inspiring. What she didn't know, or perhaps ignored, was that John of God was hiding a sinister secret.
John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree on the grounds of the casa. A group of his patients gathered to watch.
In 2018, John of God was arrested and later convicted of running an SA ring. Hundreds of women came forward with horrifying stories of abuse, claiming he used his status as a healer to exploit them.
He grabbed my hand and he moved it behind me on his pants. And I was like, why do I have to touch your in order for me to get healing?
Many have questioned Oprah's role in promoting John of God to millions of viewers. Did she unknowingly help a P-dater expand his reach? Or was her endorsement just another example of prioritizing ratings over responsibility? Oprah has since removed the episode featuring John of God from her platform, but the damage was already done. Critics argue that her failure to thoroughly vet him before showcasing him to the world shows a dangerous lack of accountability. Now, another controversial figure that Oprah was allegedly connected to is Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein's web of secrets ensnared some of the world's most powerful figures, and while Oprah denies any direct connection to him, her ties to those in his inner circle have raised serious questions. What's more, Oprah has long been friends with Les Wexner, the former CEO of Victoria's Secret and one of Epstein's closest associates. Wexner has faced scrutiny for his alleged role in facilitating Epstein's activities, including accusations of using his empire to recruit victims.
This really is what a lot of people have been talking about, and this is who is Jeffrey Epstein, who is in his inner circle and has been for the years when he's accused of underage girls. And Leslie Wexner, the retail mogul behind Victoria's Secret, has gotten kind of caught up in this whole debacle.
While there's no direct evidence linking Oprah to Epstein's crimes, her silence on the matter has been deafening. As more information about Epstein's network comes to light, the scrutiny on Oprah's relationships continues to grow. Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs, another one of Oprah's controversial friends, has recently been hit with a series of shocking allegations. Accusations ranging from SA to of power have rocked his career, and Oprah's long-standing friendship with him has not gone unnoticed.
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffy.
Oprah has been a vocal supporter of Diddy for years, often praising his business acumen and resilience. But as the allegations against him pile up, critics are questioning why she has remained silent.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, interstate transportation for.
Some argue that Oprah's unwillingness to address the controversies surrounding her friends shows a pattern of complicity. Is she protecting her brand at the expense of justice, or is she simply loyal to a fault? It's not just the public calling out Oprah. Celebrities have also taken aim. In 2018, singer Seal accused Oprah of hypocrisy, pointing out her cozy relationship with Harvey Weinstein.
What I reposted was not an attack on Oprah at all. She just happened to be the person photographed with the pig in the picture.
Seal's post went viral, sparking a wave of backlash against Oprah, but he wasn't the only one. Actress Rose McGowan, a prominent voice in the #MeToo movement, has repeatedly criticized Oprah for what she calls performative activism.
Rose McGowan took to Twitter to call out Oprah. Over the weekend, she tweeted, "I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain."
McGowan accused Oprah of exploiting survivors for her own gain while protecting powerful men in Hollywood. These public takedowns have left many wondering if Oprah's carefully curated image is finally starting to crack. What's more, Oprah has a history of launching careers, but not all of her proteges have lived up to their promises. Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil, two of the most controversial figures in daytime television, owe their success to Oprah's endorsement.
Next guest is here to help lead you in the right direction. I've chosen him because he is the person who helped me the most getting through my trial in Texas on a daily basis. Without Dr. Phil McGraw, I don't know how I could have gotten through it.
I needed to have a big guest to start the show off. And, who bigger than Oprah?
While Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil initially gained fame for their expertise, both have faced criticism for promoting pseudoscience and sensationalism. Dr. Oz, in particular, has been accused of pushing questionable health products, leading many to question Oprah's judgment in backing him.
Body shaming someone, health shaming someone, stroke shaming someone is just not appropriate here. And I feel like Dr. Oz trying to remind everyone that he's a doctor is maybe not the biggest selling point.
Critics argue that Oprah's decision to platform these figures prioritizes entertainment over ethics. Was she unaware of their shortcomings, or did she simply not care? Oprah's brand has always been about empowerment and authenticity, but her actions often tell a different story. From embellishing her rags to riches narrative to staying silent on her friends' misdeeds, Oprah's contradictions are hard to ignore.
My grandmother is the reason I am able to stand here today, sit here today. She did the best she could. She was a maid, was a domestic worker her entire life.
This story was later debunked by her own cousin. In a 2010 Oprah biography, Kitty Kelly claimed Winfrey's tales have alienated her from much of her family. Where Oprah got that nonsense about growing up in filth and roaches, I have no idea. Winfrey's cousin, Catherine Carr Esther, is quoted as saying, "I've confronted her and asked, why do you tell such lies? Oprah told me, that's what people want to hear. The truth is boring." Vernon Winfrey, the talk show host's adoptive father, reportedly told the author he felt ashamed about her lies. While Oprah claims to champion transparency, her reluctance to address her controversial connections suggests otherwise. Fans argue that her success is built on exploiting vulnerable people and leveraging her platform for personal gain. One such person is Toni Braxton. You see, there was a time when Toni Braxton experienced a dramatic downturn in her career. Suddenly, she encountered a series of devastating setbacks, including financial hardship and a severe illness. There have been speculations suggesting a possible connection between her downfall and Oprah Winfrey.
I was in shock. Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now? 100%. 100%. 100%.
Toni Braxton burst onto the music scene in the late 80s, captivating fans with her extraordinary vocal talent and timeless songs. Added to her enduring success in the music industry, Toni has also become known for her involvement in Braxton Family Values, a popular reality TV show on WTV, alongside her sisters and mother. But while she has rightfully earned the title of a Grammy Award-winning R&B legend, Toni has also faced her fair share of challenges during her career, with one of the most trying moments being her bankruptcy filing.
She says to me, "I hear you have Gucci flatware." I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
In a revealing interview on VH1's Behind the Music, Toni candidly discussed the bankruptcy situation and how it was received by the public and fellow celebrities. During the same period when she was grappling with financial difficulties, Toni appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. As is customary for guests on Oprah's show, she anticipated questions about her then-current situation. However, Toni was taken aback by Oprah's unexpectedly tough line of questioning, leaving her in a state of disbelief.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused.
During this interview, viewers perceived Oprah's questions as indirect criticism of Toni's spending habits, with the implication that Toni's extravagant expenditures were a significant factor in her bankruptcy. In response to Oprah's perceived rudeness, Toni replied, "She was so frickin' mean to me, I was in shock." Toni openly acknowledged her deep respect and affection for Oprah before the interview took place, expressing that she had never anticipated Oprah would be as critical as she turned out to be during their conversation. According to Braxton's recollection, Oprah's disapproval didn't stop there. Toni remembered Oprah's comment on her Gucci flatware. This comment left the star of Braxton Family Values feeling significantly diminished.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big.
Now, another celebrity who has been downright humiliated by Oprah Winfrey is Monique. Monique's comments came in May 2017 during an appearance at the Apollo Theater in Los Angeles, several years after she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in 2009 movie Precious. After that win, Monique claimed she felt the entertainment industry had given her a raw deal, including passing her up on jobs. And that Daniels, who directed Precious, later told her that she'd been blackballed after she refused to campaign for the movie during parts of the 2010 award season. She did that because she felt she was not being fairly treated by being asked to promote the show overseas without being compensated. In fact, she told The Hollywood Reporter in 2015.
And that's when he said, "Mama, you've been blackballed." And I said, "Well, why have I been blackballed?" And he said, "Because you didn't play the game." And I said, "What game is that?" And he was never able to answer that question.
In the 2017 Apollo Theater performance, Monique also accused Oprah and Tyler Perry of having a role in the blackballing. She told the audience in an expletive-ridden monologue.
No, I was not blackballed. I was whiteballed by some black who had no balls. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels.
Now, you would think this is the only time that Oprah has let down Monique, but shockingly, the answer is no. In 2009, when Precious was released, Monique and Oprah were close friends, with a large part of their bond being that both were essayed by family members growing up. However, it was Oprah's encounter with that family member that turned their friendship sour. Oprah called Monique to ask her to be on the show, telling her that her brother, the one that Monique accused of SA, contacted Oprah and wanted to be on the show. She was reaching out to Monique to see how she felt about it, telling her that she wouldn't have the brother on the show without Monique's approval. Monique gave her blessing for her brother to be on Oprah's show, but made it clear that she wanted no part of it. However, when Monique's brother appeared on the Oprah show, he was accompanied by both of their parents. Oprah never said that her parents were coming, just the brother. That made Monique angry because she felt Oprah had gone behind her back and booked her mother too, knowing that the two had not spoken to each other in quite some time. Because of their appearance on the Oprah show, Monique blames Oprah, at least in part, for causing even more damage to her relationship with her family. And then we have the Olsen twins debacle.
I know there's a new rumor that's recently surfaced. Has really upset you, right? You know, the one about Eve.
The clip caused a stir due to Oprah's insensitive line of questioning regarding the twins' weight. During the interview, rumors were circulating that the then 17-year-old Mary-Kate Olsen was battling an eating disorder, adding a layer of delicacy to the conversation. Sensing the opportunity to address these speculations head-on, Oprah posed a question that left the sisters visibly uncomfortable. She asked, "What size are you, by the way?" inquiring about their clothing size.
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like
I'm
to
really
know.
sure.
You're not sure?
Girls and, you know.
That's so interesting.
Ashley Olsen, ever composed, responded with a measured tone, highlighting the scrutiny they face as public figures. She acknowledged the inevitability of people writing what they want, regardless of the truth. However, before she could finish her response, Oprah interrupted her, pushing for a direct answer to her size-related question. The discomfort in the room was palpable, and the twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley, found themselves on the spot, unsure how to navigate this unexpected line of inquiry. Ashley, taken aback, responded with a bewildered "size?" The twins, attempting to downplay the importance of their physical appearance, both insisted they were petite. Oprah, seizing the opportunity for a lighthearted moment, jokingly expressed her fascination with size and the twins' nonchalant response. The studio audience responded with laughter, but the discomfort remained apparent. Mary-Kate chimed in, emphasizing that their focus was not on their size and remarking that their story would be different if they were indeed fixated on such matters. With so many controversies piling up, Oprah's once untouchable reputation is starting to show cracks. From her questionable friendships to her role in promoting dubious figures, the public is beginning to question whether Oprah is as genuine as she seems. Even her most loyal fans are starting to ask tough questions. How much did Oprah know about the people she supported? And why has she stayed silent on so many of these issues? Oprah Winfrey may have spent decades building an empire, but her legacy is now under fire. From Weinstein to Epstein, Diddy to John of God, her connections to some of the most controversial figures in modern history are impossible to ignore. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.